Hello, beautiful people in my Destiny community. We are less than 7 days away, or 8 days away, as this video is being recorded before the new expansion Renegades does drop. I created a nice little short weapons list that we should be having before heading into Renegades, because we don't want to be the Guardian that walks into the dungeon day one and they don't have that specific gear, and then everyone basically boots us from the fire team, right? So first weapon coming up, it's going to be Agape. Agape is a solid weapon. It's not a must-have. Maybe medium kind of priority, I would say. It's really efficient for the Hunters of Lucky Pants. Other than that, you can use them for Warlocks, Titans, maybe somewhat like a heal restoration build. Heal clip and Incandescent's kind of fun to use. Just that it's a fat ass gun. It's heavy burst. I believe it's a heavy burst hand cannon. So the reload is slow as heck. It's a very slow reload. You can try to put certain specific perks to try to speed it up. More than likely, it's going to be 2-pack of ass. That's why I don't really use it outside of the Hunters of Lucky Pants. I would prioritize it for Lucky Pants builds, so damage rotations when you run out of ammo, or specifically super regeneration during damage phases, just to create orbs for your team and things like that. Another cool one too is going to be Drain that came out. Drain, I think, saw most of his shine and play when the Storm glitch was in the game. Other than that, it's kind of meant for PvP players that run around with controllers, I guess you would say. It's very solid as a gamer that doesn't miss in PvP. It can shred, it can nuke. I've seen some insane clips with it. PvE side of it, I've only found myself using this weapon when it came to conquest kind of missions where match game is on, you're tired to using new loot with Avant-Garde, and you need a solar hand cannon to stop unstoppables, right? That's when I found myself to use this weapon. Other than that, it's kind of a medium low priority. It's not really critical enough to have in the arsenal. Phoenitria Farah, this is a gun that kind of took the piss for PvP sandbox. Highly used, very cheesy gameplay, 1-2 punch, slide shot, threat detector. Really solid for both aspects of the game. More necessary for PvP. For PvE, it's okay. 1-2 punch, you can use the Warlock uppercut, combination blow. Forgot what it is. Tempest strike, I believe what it is. And for Titans, consecration, bonk hammer, things like that's okay. For the 1-2 punch aspect, it's not as strong as a shotgun 1-2 punch. I'm pretty sure it's like 15-20% less overall damage, I believe. You can don't quote me on that, again, I might be wrong, but solid weapon. Again, I've only found myself using this when you are doing a mission that requires new gear only. You need a solar gun for shields, and you also need a hand cannon or sidearm to remove unstops and stuff, barriers, right? Ben's Aisha's Embrace is very popular, I think, since Team Elysium, I believe, had World's First and DP, an epic DP run. I think Salt was the one that really put it on the map with Withering Gaze to add a debuff effect to the boss that was very high or far away, where Tractor couldn't apply. Shoot to loot, it's more for the sweaty gamers that like to promote a faster gameplay style, instant reloading their weapons to keep moving. For speedrunners, low mans, things like that, shoot to loot, it's very prominent. I will say it's almost a necessity for specific builds and niches when it comes to speedruns, dungeons on the boss, and raids. Very solid option. I would put this on a medium priority, and you should chase this weapon when it comes to trials realistically, just to get one. Never go back in trials again once you have it. The Meta Mini Tool, that's another weapon that's actually pretty solid. If you have your tight Apex, I would put that above this one, but for the players watching this that are coming back and they haven't played in some time since Edge of Fate dropped, you're in luck. Mini Tools here, the very solid SMG. I believe it's a 900 RPM, very fast fire rate, reminds you of like a Call of Duty MP7 back in the days. Heal clip and Incandescent. This gun can almost do it all. Given the card and artifact of consecutive headshots, I believe they will proc radiance, so you can run around just and having a shrapnel as well too. So shrapnel with this gun shooting a tanky object in the head, it's going to continue just to throw out the solar flares and just continuously do damage. It's a very stimulating gun to use. Highly enjoy it. I put it more on the medium side. I want to put it high because I just love this gun, but it's like I have to do it justice and be fair. You can't be biased. Medium tier for sure. I would really recommend you go out of your way to get this weapon, given how easy it is to get as well too. I'm going to go back to the trials, the ever burning Glitz trials auto rifle. I think it's at 720 RPM. This gun is a beautiful weapon to me. I love the fire rate. Again, reminds me of some Call of Duty nostalgia, controlling the recoil, the kinetic tremor, the attrition orbs, like a multi-mag that can fit in the current sandbox since it's a new weapon. Very solid weapon. I really love using it. I wish I used it more, but I'm kind of finding myself going back to Kaval stuff when I'm using AR. But if I'm tired to new gear only, Ever Burning Glitz is a beautiful gun. It's solid in PvP, really fun to use in PvE. You could not go wrong with it. I'd say more, it's like low priority, but given how much I love this weapon, I would give it like a medium kind of drive to go chase it, right? The one weapon that is a necessity as of right now, and it's going to be getting tuned come Renegades, the Mint Retrograde. Not much to say about this gun. If you do not have it, you need to get your butt in Pinnacle Ops and grind for this weapon. Whenever you see it on a daily drop, go bonkers for it. Rerun rounds, bait and switch, rerun rounds, and also elemental honing. This gun is way too good, but this gun never left the primary slot from the entire light level grind, from like level, when I get it, like maybe like 90, 110 light level to 550. Like, it was way too good to the point. If you do not have this weapon in your primary, you're slowing down your gameplay. Way too good of a gun. Highly recommend getting it, even though the nerf is coming. Renegades, I believe it's just the ammo nerf. Very strong gun. Must have in my books. Do not sleep on this gun. Cool one as well too is return memory. I believe it only drops from Crucible. I was actually really excited when this gun dropped to me because the first drop I had, I think, was like a tier 4, and it was actually the role I needed, the heal clip incandescent. Very fun gun to use. It's like a Baron action on crack, given that it can become tier 5. You can enhance the traits. Really solid weapon for every single class in the game. You can make builds with this gun where you just shoot down one hallway and just stand still and continuously to proc heal clip and incandescent, which continuously to explode the weapons in the back, the thralls, things like that. Really solid weapon. Very fun to use. Ammo economy is really great. Very stimulating. It's a hard weapon, like, not to enjoy. Medium priority. I do encourage anyone watching this to go out there and get at least one of them from the Crucible. I promise you it's worth the suffering if you get a good roll. The Adelight's a cool gun. I really wanted to enjoy this gun. I think I like it more for the aspect of speedrunning, kind of in my nature of gameplay of playing very quickly. It's a cool gun to have. It's a micro missile that has reconstruction, so that's a plus. It's arc, so if you're taking down a Captain's Shield like in match game, like in Devil's Lair, anything like that, it can work. I had Volt Shot. The only issue, like for in-game content like Hyper, Net, Current, or Conquest levels, to prog Volt Shot you have to get a kill, and enemies in those end games encounters are really tanky, so it's not necessarily worth having to get a kill to reload, to prog Volt Shot, to stun or overload, things like that. It's cool to use. It's more used for the fact that it's a mountaintop in the secondary slot, and it also has reconstruction, and it's also new. So when it comes to new game content, if you are speedrunning and you're tied to new gear only, the Adelight can play a role there. Other than that, I don't see too much value out of it. Say for low priority for the average player, medium if you're a movement based, you're a fast speedrunner kind of player, I say it's the medium priority for you. Unfall's a cool one as well too. It's an arc sidearm. It's kind of indebted kindness in a way. It's cool to have. It's brand new. Maybe like a low medium kind of thing. I only find myself using it during conquest activities because match game was on and I was forced to new gear only. Other than that, I don't find myself using this. I prefer return memory way over this one. Cool to have, not a necessity. Grab one, put it in the vault, don't look back. Pure Recollection is a double shot shotgun. It shoots 2 shots at a time. It's cool. Maybe used for speed running with envious arsenals, bait and switch. Maybe make a build with Titans, backup plans. I'm not a big fan of these kind of style of weapons. It's cool to have one, I guess you would say, just because you don't want to be the guardian that doesn't have at least one of it if it comes to a certain scenario. Day 1 dungeons or raids, grab one and don't really focus on chasing a god roar. I would say it's more specifically for the really tiny niche population that's like chasing speedrunning records basically. One of my favorite ones, Senacia sword, that came from Call to Arms. They're very easy to get now, so if you're watching this, you have to get this now. By the time this video is uploaded, I hope you have it. Again, the perks are pretty solid, nothing too crazy to write about. It's just a essential sword for users because it's new, solar, waveframe, you can't skate with it unfortunately. Eager, attrition orb. This is a solid sword overall. It's not a slammer, not as good as that, but until we have something that can replace the slammer or anything like that with the newer gear icon, this sword will do for now, and it's a very solid choice. Another cool one is the submersion bow, which at one point I believe was one of the rarest weapons in the entire game because the drop rate this weapon had was astronomically low. This bow, I think it's like a medium priority. Like, you should have at least one of these bows. Aggregate charge is very solid. Unique archetype, new weapon added to the game. Highly recommend it just for the sake of having variety in your gameplay. Another cool one for Charles is going to be Unwavering Duty. Unwavering Duty is a solid LMG that has decently good range, killing tally, rampage. You can get target lock and 4 times the charm. So PvE, I love 4 times the charm and killing tally. Kind of just keep regenerating ammo like that. Very solid, very stimulating as you continue to get headshots with the artifact, procs, radiance, and then the shrapnels come out as well too. For damage, I wouldn't say it's nothing for damage. It's not the point. For PvP, I find myself using this weapon actually a lot for PvP to get at least 3 to 6 kills running around in Crucible with it. I would say it's medium priority. Again, it's cool to have from trials. If it pops in the weekly rotation, get in there and suffer through a few matches, get your drop, and then just bounce. Don't necessarily have to chase a god roll. Just have at least one of these weapons in the arsenal, and you're good to go. One cool one that I was really excited about when we saw the new weapons coming out for Edge of Fate, it was the Lionfish fusion rifle. Having a primary chill clip stasis fusion rifle reconstruction really called my name, and I couldn't find myself to force it to use it just because of maybe mid-range again is just so strong. But chill clip, I don't think it's as strong as it used to be. I think because they nerfed it to the point where it doesn't unstops anymore, so it kind of put its like self in a place. It's cool to have. Again, I would definitely get a reconstruction chill clip, put in the vault, don't look back. So these are the weapons that made my list of returning players and new players to get coming back for Renegades if you took some time off during Edge of Fate. If I missed any weapons, please let me know in the comments. And if you found this video useful or helpful at all, please drop a comment down, like the video, and drop a subscribe as well too. And hopefully I'll be seeing you guys come Renegades Guardians.